Heyo. What's up, dude?
What up, man? I'm just kicking it. Think might have a kidney stone or something. Just waiting for that thing to kind of do
That's
its business.
that sounds terrible.
It's not awesome.
I've heard they
Not
hurt.
awesome.
I've heard they hurt a lot.
Yeah, it's I think there's different levels also. So I wouldn't categorize this as like because I've known people that are like they hit the floor, how much pain they're in. I'm not there, thank God, and I pray not to ever be there. But yeah. Anyways,
Man,
hey, dude, it's just discomfort. You know what I mean? It's just discomfort. We should seek discomfort.
see, I don't think I'm gonna seek out a kidney stone. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
don't know
that's
if I
gonna
would
be
do
on my
that. That's
list
just
of to-do
terrible,
items.
terrible advice. Just terrible advice. Listeners, stop listening now.
Speaking of choosing hard things, I am in the process of being coached by a guy named Alex Racy, amazing dude. Uh, Army veteran, special forces, you know, super awesome stud dude. And he's been helping me on my, he calls himself a human performance coach, but just really diving into my health. Speaking of kidney stones and health, I had a health scare not too long ago, and it really just kind of like slapped me across the face and like told like I just realized like I need to like take this stuff pretty serious, like mid 40s, not getting any younger. I've made some good decisions in the health department, but I've also kind of let some stuff go. And he had this think piece that we talked through called it's a blog article that he gave me, and he calls it SIAOP, and SIAOP stands for selection is an ongoing process. And this idea is you have selection opportunities like every single day, right? You have opportunities to choose one way or the other, and you can choose option A, and typically option A is the hard choice, but there are long-lasting positive effects and impacts to that decision. Or option B is the easy decision, and you know those probably have negative aspects to it, down the road. But either way, that decision in the moment, you're not going to see an immediate, impact to that, right? And so every single day you have decisions to make, um, option A or option B. And so it's always an ongoing process. Every single day, the way you eat, the way you show up, the way you answer a phone call, the way you enter a room, the way you plan, like the way you spend your money, all of these decisions in your life, always ongoing. You can either option A, the hard way, or option B, the easy way. And just thinking through that, and especially in the health department, um, I've failed quite a few times on choosing easy option B, but I'm tending to choose option A a lot more now. So I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, there's a lot there, and I think probably one of the things that I like the most about this concept is there's these options and we talk about it, but it's a choice, right? Like you are choosing, and one of the things that you and I have been using lately is the MyFitnessPal. And what I love about MyFitnessPal, it's not the idea of tracking everything I eat and all that kind of stuff, but what happens before that, right? Like I look at whatever this is that I'm going to have to enter, and I'm like, do I want to enter that? Like, is that something that I want to enter, right? And just taking a moment to be intentional and taking a moment to slow things down and make a choice helps you to realize that these are all chain events, an ongoing process that you actually have control over. So if you fast forward, for example, and you see yourself in 10 years and you're an overweight individual who has low energy and can't play with your kids or your grandkids or whatever, or do the things you want to do, travel how you want to travel, live the life you want to live. You can't do those things. You project that out and you look and you're like, huh, okay. Well, or you can look at the opposite of that and the person that you want to be in 10 years and 5 years, 2 years, whatever, the awesome part about it is that you start making choices. You choose which of those you want to be. And that goes for anything in life, right? And you have the opportunity now to make those decisions that will compound upon each other and will lead to be the person identified as the type of person that is. And you can either choose that or you can fall into that. Meaning the choices you make today, the inevitability that you become that person is 100%. Like, you're going to become that person. But it's not a passive thing. And it's a choice, right? And then there's also the aspect of you choose to acknowledge that it's a choice or not. You can be a victim and be an overweight, out of shape, whatever victim of circumstance, or you can just own it and be like, I am where I am today because of the choices I made yesterday and every day before that. Well, I choose to do something different and become somebody different by the choices I make today, starting today, tomorrow, and the day after, right? And so I just love not only the acknowledgement of the process, but the fact that it is a choice, and it's broken down. It's very black and white, obviously A and B. Life is not A and B necessarily, but sometimes life is A and B. I'm going to shove this stuff in my mouth, this pizza in my mouth, yes or no. And I'm not suggesting that crushing pizza is bad, or I'm not judging that, because I crush some pizza, once a week but it's a choice now, right?
Yeah.
Like I choose to have Friday pizza night if that's what we choose to do. So I really like the empowering nature of what that looks like. But then there's also, take that to other places of life. I had a conversation with somebody this morning, and he's really trying to weigh what he wants to do in life, right? Like what he wants to do vocationally. And we started talking through it, and I'm like, hey, let's just be completely honest, dude. Like, if we're completely honest, could you live off of $70K a year very comfortably? Yes, I could. Okay. Instead of using I want to be a millionaire, I'm not saying that he said that he wanted to be a millionaire, but I was just saying most people are like, oh, I want to be comfortable and be a millionaire. Let's start. Let's plan it back, and let's break this down into things you can accomplish and why you want to accomplish them. Because oftentimes we get lost in these visions of things, and we take our power, we take our power to choose out of them, because now it's so distant and so potentially unrealistic for our current situation that it's almost like it feels good to aspire to it, but like, you're not going to achieve it, right? And so this whole SIAOP process, this idea, this thought, this concept, I think it really reins all that back and forces you to be intentional and make choices A or B to get to a place where you want to be, and there's a reason behind that.
Yeah, man. One of the other things that kind of we talked about is thinking of this SIAOP, the process of, choosing the hamburger or choosing the salad, right? Choosing to put money in your bank account and save it, or choose to invest it. Those, sound pretty simple to make a choice and see the impact of those later on. But another area where you can really think about this SIAOP is your relationships. If you think about the most important relationships in your life, i.e., your spouse, i.e., your kids, i.e., your best friend, what decisions are you making in your relationships that will impact that down the road? What came to mind to me was my wife and I had a discussion last night. It wasn't like an awesome discussion. It was, we both had differences of opinions. It wasn't like a fight, but like we had, differences, and we were kind of hashing it out, and we kind of left it unanswered. And this morning I could have just gone about my day and left it unanswered, but we woke up, we talked about it. I apologized to her, which isn't that easy to do for men, especially so I made the decision. Option A was to apologize, to talk to her again. I went, and then we left. I went to the gym. I came back. I bought her coffee. I brought it back to her. She thanked me. And, that was a process that I chose. Option A, that was the harder option, but it mended our relationship, and, we're better for it. Right. So how do you do that in your daily life with your relationships, with your kids? Do you yell at your kids? Do you apologize to your kids? With your friends, do you call them? Do you answer the phone? Do you hang out with them? Do you choose work and emails all day, or going to grab a coffee or going on a Thursday kinetic connection event. Like what are those things that you can choose that are harder but are going to be better for your relationship down the road?
Yeah, man, I love it. And I think, and again, it goes back to, do you want to have a better relationship? Yes, I do. Everybody wants to have a better relationship. Cool. Like, that's awesome. I love it. That's not special. You can do something about it though. That's like the best part about it, dude. That's what's awesome. Like, you can choose to go get the coffee and try to mend the relationship, and I've done this a million times too. Like, I've just chosen to be like, I'm not gonna put any effort into that. Like, we're just gonna be mad at each other for a couple of days. It'll blow over, whatever. We're committed to the marriage. It'll be fine. I could take my wife for granted for a couple more days and just like, just let it go. And I think so many of us fall into that. Like, it's just funny to me when people, I'll tell you, man, I have become very much anti, like, oh man, I wish I whatever, right? No, like, you wish what? You wish you had a better relationship? Okay, cool. Like, go get a better relationship. Like, just do it.
Yeah, make it happen.
Like, just do it. Just make it happen. I mean, and it's really not that hard, right? Like, you can, and it's even as easy as being like, we talked about this with a podcast guest yesterday, being vulnerable enough to just go to a dude, a friend, and be like, look, man, you're really special to me. Like, do you want to be best friends? You know what I mean? Like, should we like, you're important to me. You're a priority. I want to set time, intentionality that we do something together to build our relationship. Like, just saying that could change everything, right? Just
Yeah.
saying it. And then you do something. And that person now knows there's no ambiguity. And they have a choice too. They could be like, I don't really like you that much. All right, cool. And go find a different friend or whatever. But all joking aside, like, it is a very, I tell people, I don't tell a lot of people all the time. I tell a small number of people. I try to be very intentional, tell them a lot, like, hey, you are a priority to me. So like, I want to make this hangout happen but I just throw that in there, like, hey, this is a priority to me, just so you know. And I really would like to spend some time, this time together. Let's make this coffee work. Let's make this whatever work. So I love the intentionality of that, and you can do it, right? So to your point, like, it's just like, just resolve to be that kind of person, like, resolve to be an open book who isn't too cool for school and is a guy that'll express his emotions to other men or his wife or his kids, and go do that. Because if you want better relationships, which nobody says, I want a sucky relationship with my kids. Like, nobody says that. I've not met that person,
Yeah.
but I met a lot of dudes that I just wish I had a better relationship with my kids. That's wishing's for suckers, man. Like, stop wishing. That's dumb. Wishing is dumb.
Stop choosing option B.
Yeah. Stop choosing option B. Be an A man. Be an A man.
SIAOP. Selection is an ongoing process. Choose option A. Take action.
SIAOP.
Do it.
Get it.
See ya.
Peace.